All right, news just coming in. Foreign Secretary level talks will be resuming between India and Pakistan, and those talks will be held on the 25th of August.
I think it's not fair to blame us if the media doesn't report anything. I just blame them for something else. And you're blaming me for why somebody is not reporting something. But the point is that when a non-state actor has an Indian national in custody, normal channels of diplomacy don't work. And this we have seen not only in the case of the abduction that you are referring to, but in other places. But that does not mean to say that we in the Ministry of External Affairs are not engaged in this, that we are not pursuing this matter. However, there are limits to which states can work with swiftness when there are issues of the kind that you are saying. But let me assure you that this remains on our agenda. This is a matter that we are following through our mission there. We are in constant and regular touch with the Afghan authorities. After all, it's the Afghan authorities who will be able to help us in this. Ordinary diplomats can't do very much more than that. We remain engaged. We will pursue this matter as we are pursuing everything else, whether you report or you don't report.
All right, we have editor Gaurav Sawant joining us on the phone line. Gaurav, we are now being told that Foreign Secretary level talks will take place next month. This comes at a time when there has been a rise in infiltration bids, and also at a time when the Pakistan Foreign Minister has called Kashmir a disputed property.
Look, this is in a way being seen as resumption of dialogue between India and Pakistan when, Sujata Singh, the Foreign Secretary, travels on the 25th of August to Islamabad. Now, the thing is, when the two Prime Ministers met, when Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif came to India for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's swearing in, that time this was one of the promises that he took back with him, that at least the two Foreign Secretaries can resume dialogue to decide how to take the talks forward and how to address the core issues between the two countries. When it comes to India, it's terrorism that comes from Pakistan. When it comes to Pakistan, they want to talk about the disputes that are there, whether it's Siachen, Sir Creek or Jammu and Kashmir. Before, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also travels to the United States in September. There is an effort to at least show the world that the two countries are back on the dialogue table, at least that they're talking, and these talks between India and Pakistan are being seen in this light.
Also, do we know if Sujata Singh has raised the issue of ceasefire violations with Pakistan, or will she be doing that in that meet?
They would be raising ceasefire violations according to sources in the Ministry of External Affairs. Pakistan-sponsored terror is on top of India's agenda. Ceasefire violations by Pakistan Army, actions by non-state actors that have taken place. This is something that India is expected to strongly take up with Pakistan. But from what sources tell us, the entire gamut of dialogue between India and Pakistan will be on the table.
But Gaurav, one last question before I let you go. India will have to tread cautiously because we have seen the doublespeak of Pakistan in the recent past over various number of issues.
Indeed, right from the time that in NDA-1, when then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee travelled to Pakistan in February for the Lahore bus journey for a resumption of dialogue, and then Kargil that happened, India has been a victim of Pakistan-sponsored terror and this doublespeak constantly, and undoubtedly India will have to tread cautiously when dialogue is once again resumed post-26/11 when the two foreign secretaries meet in Islamabad.
All right, Editor Strategic Affairs Gaurav Sawant there joining us live on the phone line, telling us about the Foreign Secretary level talks between India and Pakistan that is to resume on the 25th of August in Islamabad. Also, sources telling us that Sujata Singh will be raising a series of issues with Pakistan at that point in time before any dialogue could be resumed between the Prime Ministers.